woke up in the morning without a place to lay your head?
Double beats.
Have you ever woke up in the morning toy instead?
Oh no, we back at it with another Black Line production. I want to thank you guys for watching my video right now, and if you new, I want to thank you for stopping by. This video is definitely going to be done differently than most of my videos I produced on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to be talking about two things, and that's Madden Ultimate Team and clocking. I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts and opinions on them two topics. I usually don't speak my mind on things, but in this video I decided to do so. As you guys see right there, we actually playing Madden Ultimate Team, and we get a huge interception with the one and only Jimmy Smith, man. Shout out to him, man. The Ravens just signed him for a huge long-term contract, and I can't wait to see him play some football for the Ravens because he's an exceptional football player. He just gotta stay healthy, man. But in this video, I'm gonna be talking about, in the first half, my honest feelings about Madden Ultimate Team. And honestly, y'all, I genuinely dislike Madden Ultimate Team, and I broke the #1 rule on YouTube, and that's never produce anything that you don't enjoy. You know, and the only reason I was doing it and I was, you know, somewhat enjoying it for the most part is because I was winning. Now, when you're winning, you know, it's easy to cover up and hide, you know, certain feelings, but it's when you start to lose and when things don't go your way, that's when you really start to start coming to the light of things and everything. And you know, that's not something you want to do. And every time I would lose, I would blame others. Now, I never would say anything on social media or on here or anything like that, but in my mind I would blame others. I would say that my opponent put more money into the game than I did, and that actually might have been true, but that's no reason, you know, for me to lose. And I lost because my opponent outplayed me and outcoached me at the end of the day, man. You know, because it's hard sometimes to accept responsibility for your actions. You know, it's never really easy thing to do, but you know, when you grow older and you grow wiser, you're gonna have to eventually mature and grow up and eventually admit that dude was just better than me on that game, man. But yeah, like I said before, I genuinely dislike the game on Ultimate Team. And you know, one thing I would say is that, you know, it is actually a really good players on Madden Ultimate Team. You know, whenever I would lose, you know, and the tough losses too, they were the worst, because I don't mind getting blown out. It's the ones that you were play like all your heart out and you play good football on all 4 quarters and you end up losing the game because you made one bad decision or you were just one player away from winning the game. The heartbreakers are the worst. But I would tell myself that my opponent just put more money into the game and that he was only talented because, you know, he had 99 players across the board, and that's not true, and that would be lame of me to do that. The reality of the situation is, man, you know, there's actually a lot of good players on Ultimate Team. Yes, they have an added assistant with, you know, based on how much money they put into the game, but that's no way I should be taken away from the talent, man. They're all good players on online ranked matches and Ultimate Team, and I just happen to be good at online ranked matches because I got the win-loss record to prove it. Get ready for this halftime show. I want to thank you guys for watching the video so far, and I'm going to talk about my honest feelings on clocking after this halftime show.
never woke up in the morning.
Welcome back, YouTube. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the halftime show, man. That was gameplay footage of the one and only Killer Instinct, man. Ever since Mortal Kombat X dropped, I've been in my fighting game bag lately. But in this second half, I'm going to talk about the term clocking. Now, right off the jump, I'm going to tell y'all that's a very, very weak and cowardly excuse to make, in my opinion, man. Y'all, I got to take that how it is, man. Because I think clocking is another form of clock management. Because in all sports, in all games, all sports games related, you always gonna have to use some form of clock management. The clock doesn't matter what race you are, what ethnicity you are, what religion you are. Whoever wins the game is based on who has the most points when the clock expires. And it's your job as a gamer and an actual player to make sure that you use the clock effectively, man. You know, honestly, I feel like the person who controls the game, usually wins. That doesn't always happen, but typically that's what occurs. And I feel like if you use the clock and you control the ball based on what you want your opponent to do, whether you want playing offense or defensively, that usually wins the game for y'all, man. Like I said before, man, that's just another form of clock management, man. And I know it could be frustrating sometimes, but you gotta do your job to get the ball back to where you want it to see fit. As you guys see, we approach the fourth quarter. I'm still have no points, but my opponent has been playing really well, and I definitely gotta give him credit for that. But yeah, like I said, man, it's a very, very weak excuse, and I think everybody uses some form of clock management. If you want an example of that, when you bomb it deep right before the game ends so you can get a lucky Hail Mary play, that's you adjusting your scheme to clock management. You know what I mean? You always use clock management, and no matter what game you play, you might not even realize it, man. So the fact that someone might hold the ball and use his schemes based on what the clock says, you can't be mad at him for that, in my opinion. You gotta take that on the chin. I feel like a person puts himself in a position to be clocked, so to speak. And I got the quote figures up or whatever, man. You gotta just man up and call it, and just say that you didn't play well on that, in my opinion, man. That's how I see it, man. If I feel like my opponent has the ball, for majority of the game, I feel like I put myself in a position to, and I just gotta man up and do the best I can to make the game go away in my favor again. If I don't, I take a loss and I keep moving, man. That's just how it is, man. That's just a game of football, man. It's a legit NFL strategy, that NFL coordinators and head coaches and quarterbacks use. You want the game to go in your favor, and part of that is using the clock the way you want it to, not just performing well on offense, defense, and special teams. I want to thank you guys for watching the video so far, and until next time, keep God in mind at all times. I'm the Black Lion, I'm out.